Hey guys, how's it going? I'm here hiking in the Oregon Cascade Mountains. A beautiful sight, as you can see. A friend of mine is on the trail behind me there. Just thought that I would share a few thoughts while I'm hiking along here and get a little taste of this beautiful forest, as you can see, outside of the town of Sisters, a tiny little town on the east side of the Cascade Mountains in central Oregon near the town of Bend. So this video is titled An Annoying Thing That Conspiracy Theorists Do. And this is something that I've run into a lot lately, especially with my various videos, as I see it, debunking the flat earth theory and a few other videos talking about some different conspiracy theories, and how, as I see it, then basically people are really losing sight of the truth in the quest for the truth, is what is going on with a lot of people. The problem is that people have become so contrarian to the mainstream that they think that truth is always something, or at least almost always something, opposed to the mainstream ideas. So, the media says that we went to the moon. No, that's false. There's all this supposed evidence that didn't happen, and I'm not going to get into that here, although I might do a video on it at some point, just based on what I've come across, that I do believe that the moon landings did happen. I do believe that the Earth is a globe and that the sun is 93 million miles away. The scientific information that is out there is mostly pretty darn accurate. The structure of the Earth and what the moon is and what space is and what the stars are and the speed of light and the speed of sound and all this kind of stuff is not just false information, trickery, whatever, that is just being fed to us by NASA and the elite just to confuse us, and it's all completely different. However, I do believe that conspiracies are going on. I do believe in a elite control system that is manipulating society and the media, and that is controlling the economy, and that is making tons of money off of pharmaceuticals and taking advantage of capitalism and even taking advantage of taxpayers, and that there are events that are being organized behind the scenes, the CIA toppling governments and dictators and manipulating various socioeconomic events around the world. And so the annoying thing then that conspiracy theorists do is that if you cast any shadow on their personal pet conspiracy theory, if you don't agree with it, then they launch into this whole thing about how you're just a pawn to the system, and you don't question anything, and you just swallow whatever the mainstream says, and you can't think for yourself, and you've just been stuck in this information propaganda machine that you can't see your way out of, and you're blind to the truth because you're not a thinking person. And so that's the really annoying thing that people do when it comes to their various conspiracy theories. And then I try to argue the facts with them, because I'm focused on, well, what are the facts? Obviously not every wild and wacky out there theory that anyone comes up with is true, obviously. And so you have to have discernment, taking a look at the reality of the evidence that is available, in seeking to determine what truth really is. And the problem is that a lot of these theories are being backed up by a plethora of so-called evidence. And so you can find the video about 200 proofs of the flat earth. 200 proofs that the earth is not a spinning globe that proves that the earth is actually a flat plane. And it can seem rather like overwhelming evidence that wow, they're throwing all kinds of doubt on on all the mainstream stuff, all this evidence, all this questionable stuff, there must be something to it. But then if you actually, do some research, do some Googling, then you can find out that far and away, all the stuff that you can actually find an answer to relatively quickly, it's very quickly debunked. So their proofs are things like, why doesn't a airplane have to correct for curvature and the spinning of the Earth? And they just don't understand basic science that you can't apply Earth science to space. You can't act like, well, if I was holding a little toy airplane above a basketball and the basketball was spinning around really fast, then the plane would have to counteract for that spinning of that ball, right? Yeah, it would. But the Earth is not a basketball. The Earth is a massive object in which the plane is a teeny tiny little speck on it that is flying through atmosphere, which is composed of atoms which are attached to the Earth through gravity. And then outside of that atmosphere is a vacuum, which is not subject to the laws of Earth. And so you can't take that same logic and apply it to the Earth based on your common sense principles of how things work here on the ground, because they're different. And then they say, yeah, but there are instances of eclipses in which you can see both the sun and the moon in the course of the eclipse. And so how could sun, earth, moon be in a straight line, and yet you are able to see both of them, but the earth is supposedly blocking the sun and creating the eclipse on the moon? How could that be possible? And that definitely, that sounds like, whoa, that's weird. That does kind of cast doubt on eclipses. Well, there's an explanation for it. It's a very, very, very rare phenomenon in which it depends on when the moon would be rising and when the sun would be setting, so that they were at the extremes relative to the horizons. And there is an effect of refracting light through the Earth's atmosphere, because light is flying through empty space, which is a vacuum, and then it hits the atmosphere, which has atoms in it, and light bends around objects. And so there's a slight little bit of refraction that then causes you to be able to see the sun, even though the sun is actually below the horizon, but you can actually see the sun because of the refraction of light. And so you can just go down these various supposed proofs that they give. And so the point is, I'm looking at the evidence, and all the evidence to me says that Earth is a globe, a spinning globe, flying around at 1,000 miles an hour, flying through empty space around a sun 93 million miles away. But no, I'm a pawn of the system and can't think for myself, and am blind to the truth because I don't accept their conspiracy theory. So it's pretty annoying. I wish the people would stick to the facts and the evidence and avoid the ad hominem attacks, which is what they always do. Ad hominem means to the man, and it means that you attack the person instead of attacking the subject matter, instead of arguing the facts. Then you go after the person and say they're an idiot and they're not thinking for themselves and they're blind to the truth and they're such a pawn and blah, blah, blah. And so I wish the people would focus on their critical thinking skills in trying to determine the truth on these important matters, instead of acting like the person is an idiot who doesn't know anything and can't think because they won't accept their personal conspiracy theory. Because a lot of these conspiracy theories are bunk, but some of them are definitely true. There's definitely crazy stuff going on, and information being hidden, and events being manipulated by the elite control structure on this planet. But that doesn't mean that everything's a fabrication. The media, the news is all fake. It's all actors. All of these events are black swan, false flag events designed to distract. Some of them are, But, in the quest for truth, use discernment. Do not just accept it all, and look deep into the evidence to see what actually makes sense. All right, take it easy and stay tuned, because I'm flying to Thailand on Saturday in just a couple of days. So if you're interested in seeing some of my travel videos, because I have a whole other channel posting a lot more videos of my various travels around the world, check the link down below. Gabriel Traveler is the name of that YouTube channel. Lots of videos coming from Thailand. Take it easy.